Welcome to the coolest conversation happening on YouTube about money right now. I'm so excited to share this with you because I got a post from one of my videos telling me that I shouldn't charge for what I offer, and that spiritual people should just give away everything that they've got. And it's not fair, basically. And at first, I was pretty gutted. I was pretty upset by that. But then I started to think about it logically. I give everything I have away for free. I have Karen's Couch as a podcast. I do all of these videos here on YouTube. I've got all of my social media. And I've been doing this for a very long time, probably since about 2006, actually. So nearly 20 years. So when I got over myself that actually that person had no idea who I am, it made me think very clearly about how we relate to money. And I want to talk about the difference between resonant frequencies that create a needy, grabbing, desperate, fearful, anxious relationship with money versus a relationship that has freedom, that's commitment, that pays you pay attention to it, you're in love with it, you're grateful for it. And of course, as a result of that resonant frequency, money becomes abundant. Now, here's what happens. I know that we live in a society where money is hard to come by, money doesn't grow on trees, and money is the root of all evil. You've heard that before, right? Now, I've heard that too. And I know that we come from an era where we've been kind of conditioned that that's the way that it is. But that is not the way that it is. Because it doesn't matter how much the cost of living goes through the roof, there is always enough. Always enough. And if you look at the evidence of your life, have a look at how money has found you in the past. Have you always just managed to have what you needed at the time that you needed it? Have you always survived? I'm going to say for most of the people watching this video, the answer is most likely to be yes. But here's the thing. We don't want to live in a life where we only ever scrape by and we only ever just have enough. You know, some of us are more expensive than others. For me, I'm not expensive. As long as I've got the love in my house, I've got my dogs, I've got my beautiful husband, I've got my lovely, cute, cozy home, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. But there are other people who are way more expensive and have much grander, fancier taste than I do. But you know what? The universe knows exactly what you need in order to feel blissful and fulfilled here on the planet. The only challenge that we face is that what we broadcast determines what we experience. So, money is a certain resonant frequency, and you know whether you are resonating at the frequency of money by the number in your bank account. If the number in your bank account is low and frightening and it's been like that for ages, well, then you know you're not resonating at the frequency of money. You're resonating at the frequency of fear, neediness, anxiety, uncertainty, never having enough, and having a belief system like that, which chances are is habituated. Chances are your parents told you that money was hard to come by, or you couldn't, there was never enough, didn't grow on trees, etc., etc. And so, of course, you've continued to play that record. Now, when we have a habituated relationship with money like that, we are broadcasting out to the universe saying, I'm scared of money. I never have enough. I never have enough. There's never enough money. And the universe goes, okay, we'll make her right. We really want her to have an experience on this planet where she feels like she's right. So then, of course, the universe provides more of the same because our habituated mode of operating around money is lack, pinched off, finite, where actually everything that occurs in our lives is designed to have us reach for the light. So when you're in an experience that feels dark and heavy, that's designed for a purpose to make you go, wow, I can't live like this anymore. What's the absolute opposite of that? And the direct opposite of dark is always light. It's not shades of gray. It's always light. So if fear and nervousness and anxiety around money is your predominant way of being with it, then the direct opposite of that needs to be devotion, love, commitment, attention, freedom, empowerment. You know, I will look at my bank account 2 or 3 times a day, not for any other reason than to get hella gratitude, hella excited, and to feel hella love for the amount of money that I've got in that bank account, because I know that the money that's in there is a result of who I was yesterday. And who that was yesterday was beautiful, and she did the best she knew how to. If she wants more today, well, she's got to shift her resonant frequency. She's got to create something different. And here's the thing, you are the dominant creator, the dominant force in your experience. So nobody else is creating your financial situation, only you are. So you're the dominant force in your experience, no matter what it is, not just with money. You're the dominant force. So if you want to create more, bigger, better, or faster, then you have to resonate at more, bigger, better, and faster and match the frequency of the thing that you want. Now, money happens to be a high frequency component because everybody wants it. So it's like supply and demand, right? Everybody's wanting more money, but most people are not broadcasting anywhere near the frequency of money, which is why 1% of the population currently earns 92% of the world's income. Get that. 1% of the world's population is currently earning 92% of the amount of money that's out there. So only 1% of the population is actually getting it right when it comes to attracting abundance. Now that means to me, there's just not enough people who understand this relationship with money. You must pay attention to your money. You must love it. You must feel grateful for it. You must anticipate magic and miracles. You must be in a state of flow and gratitude and be broadcasting at the frequency of money. Anything less than that is taking money away from you or keeping it from you. Not taking it away, but keeping it from you. And the universe requires 100% participation 100% of the time. You can't be lazy with it. And I've had people say to me, Kaza, I don't have time to be thinking about it all the time. Well, you know what? You actually are anyway. You are. You're thinking about it all the time. That's why you're in the experience that you are, because you're unconsciously thinking about it, because your beliefs around money and your habits around money are so unconscious. It's like this, blind broadcast happening in the background. Your job is to create. It's your only job here on this planet, is to be creative, because you're a creator. That's what you're here for. When you get past the fact that you're a dentist or a nurse or a garden keeper, you get past your label, you're actually a creator. So everything that you have in your experience, you've created it. So you might as well create in the direction of the very things that you want and line up with the things that you want, not by constantly wanting, not by vision boarding and not by dreaming, but by raising your vibrational frequency and using the tools that you have, which includes your imagination, your emotions, and your body. You can generate feelings within your body anytime you like. So now's the time to start doing it proactively. Start doing it proactively and just try it just for 20 minutes. Do that. Just try it for 20 minutes and see how it feels to be devoted, committed, and totally in love with your money. Check your bank account every 3 minutes. Log in and feel grateful that you've got some money in there. 20 cents even, doesn't matter. Feel grateful. And then give it another 20 minutes and then another 20 and then another 20 and just see how you go. Because if you're creating anyway, you would much rather create in favor of the very things that are going to make your life blissful, magical, and line you up with the universal communication and consciousness that's intention for you has always been bliss, freedom, liberation, playfulness, everything you want. You were not actually put here to suffer, my love. You actually weren't. So any suffering that occurs is because we're doing it to ourselves and broadcasting at a frequency that is not resonant with the very things that we want. And yes, I do understand that there are other people in your life. I do understand that other people can cause pain and bring our frequency down. I totally get that. But if you allow that then to become your predominant frequency, then you can't be surprised that you're not radiating with liberation, freedom, bliss, and playfulness. You can't be surprised that you're not, bouncing off a frequency that will attract that to you. So it doesn't matter if you don't want to change it, because you can't at the moment. It's fine. We're emotional beings and I get it. But as long as you are consciously aware of what you're doing, that you are the dominant force in your own experience, not anybody else's, yours. So when you recognize that you are the dominant force and the only governing force in your experiences, then you can at least be conscious that you are creating suffering for yourself right now and you don't have any other choices. But when you do, when the time comes, when the pain subsides or the suffering subsides and you have a moment of peace or freedom, man, throw everything you've got at your resonance, at your resonant frequency, so that you can start to vibrate at a frequency that brings you the things that you want, including money. Try it on. Let me know how you go in the comments. Bye for now.